Hi guys, it's been a couple of months since we talked about partnership issues, so I just thought I'd bring things up to date. In the recent, couple of months, there's been a lot of things happening for us. We've established quite a few new partnerships, which have expanded our vision of what the global master should contain, and we've got a much clearer vision about how we could go about creating this. So rather than having a small team of people spending lots of money trying to create things, we would look to create partnerships with teacher training organisations and centres of excellence to try and build content that's been peer reviewed and used and proven as effective before we start to build the storyboards. We would then hope to fund a team of facilitators that could seed the Fuse system with content that's relevant to these organisations, as well as putting the content that these organisations already have onto Fuse, maybe rejigging it or making it more sort of media savvy. Once we've got this content seeded, we could then give the platform to these organisations, and the facilitators could work with them to help them, put content on there and promote their work. So you're getting their user base onto Fuse, using the system, peer reviewing the content, and building up a nice bank of material. Other things we could do is fund some small initiatives that are consistent with our objectives, such as creating a observing best practice series. So this would be something that would be relevant for teachers, but also for students, because it is just examples of best practice of teaching. Once we've got this network of teachers and we've established good working relationships, we think we're then going to have what we need to create the storyboards for the virtual school, and we hope that this will also build recognition for the virtual school as a model for best practice, because it's drawing on these organisations and centres of excellence. So given this new approach, we're now unsure whether the virtual school should be a commercial proposition. We wonder that if you're dealing with these type of institutions, it's much easier to promote a social enterprise than a business. So maybe it makes sense to have a separate commercial entity that monetises the virtual school. One way we've come to thinking is maybe we do an integration of Fuse and Maths Doctor. This might be optimal because, for one, it's integrating rather than re-engineering. It gives us this separation between commercial and social enterprise, and it does reduce the build costs substantially in the early stages, and gets us up and running immediately, and gives us a chance to prove the concept before we go and rebuild. We may decide to rebuild down the track. That isn't been removed, that option. In terms of what's happening for us, there's been 3 high-profile entrants into the e-tutoring market recently. One is MyTutor from AQA. So we see this as validating in the parents' eyes that e-tutoring is an effective teaching method. Brightspark have merged now with TESS in a 50-50 joint venture, and so this is like a vote of confidence we feel in the technology, because all of their tutors are in India, and it's going straight into schools. So it therefore also raises the profile of e-tutoring among teachers. iTutor Maths are the third, and they're breaking new ground on the one-to-many e-tutoring model. So we kind of feel that it's about time that we brought our product to market, like we launch a direct route to market, now that the market's been established. There's a lot of things that have been done by these companies. For example, Brightspark have now, on the Good Schools Guide, had them create an online tutoring section. So now we've got somewhere to talk about our services rather than having to explain what it is first. So we can now consider ourselves against these people and explain how our feature's different, how we're better, rather than just trying to educate the market in general. So because of this, we've now started investing heavily in upgrading our platform and our brand, and we're hoping to officially launch an e-tutoring site in 2012. Hopefully about January we'll have the first launch of this. So it's this initiative that makes the concept of an integration with Fuse more feasible, whereas before our site was just a prototype and tutors had to walk students through every feature and how to use it. Now we're going to have a site that's a credible proposition. That says saleable proposition, which means scalable proposition. We still believe the previous model is valid. It may be worth tweaking. We were happy to go back to that in its clean form and sort of talk about that, but we wonder whether that is actually optimal now, given everything we've learned. I am feeling that the expenses and the time and the distraction costs of working on this virtual school project are proving quite high for me and Maths. So we're looking to finalise something pretty soon, and we'd like to maybe consider a blend between a contractual versus partnership arrangement to sort of prevent stalling in the short term due to cash flow reasons. So we hope this brings you up to date and provides some scope for a conversation, and we look forward to hearing your responses as soon as you can. Thanks very much. Bye bye.